Special teams kind of came up for you guys big in Lexington. You got a field goal block. You didn't let them get any big returns. How happy were you with your aspect of that game?
Yeah, I mean, certainly pleased that we could play a role in the victory. The start with kickoff, that was a concern. Obviously with the local kid. I mean, he against Ole Miss had a huge day and was doing it all season. And teams were kicking it away from him and giving Kentucky good field position. So to be able to kick it deep and having the confidence in our guys to cover, it was great coming out of the game and covering the kicks like we did. And I think even that last one, man, was that big. Talk about being tight on the sideline on a kickoff. We went back and forth on whether we should kick it deep or kick it away from them, and just felt like kicking it away from them, they could potentially just get good field position and almost be in field goal range right away. So we kick it deep. Guys did a great job of covering, and then he kind of dances around a little bit and takes some time off the clock, which ended up being critical as well. So, that was huge. And then the field goal block, the guys have been doing a good job, and Coach Lee talks about being a stone cutter and just pounding the rock, and at some point that stone's going to crack. And I think the field goal block unit is a really good microcosm of that kind of idea. Is you just got to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, and that one time that you get penetration and get your hand up, maybe it's a little bit lower of a kick and the trajectory is just right. So the two guys that really stood out on that, obviously Clifton got the block, but it was also Christian James deserves a lot of credit for that. Just his get off at the line of scrimmage and the knockback he created to create a little space for Nate to get through there and get his hand up.
Was that a particular thing that there was an opportunity there that Kentucky presented, or was it just more you keep pounding away and you're going to get one somewhere against somebody?
Yeah, if you look back at their season, they've struggled a little bit on field goal, and there were some lower kicks that were blocked, some that were almost just kicked in the back of the offensive line. So we knew we had an opportunity, and scheme-wise, it's not necessarily a big scheme thing. It's just a matter of making the players understand that, man, just make sure you're going hard every time because you're going to have an opportunity to get one.
How crucial have the tight ends been with the injuries on the offensive line?
Yeah, they've been big. Obviously we're playing a lot of tight ends in terms of our personnel groupings, and I think what helps a lot is just having the two older guys. And there's a lot of communication in run blocking schemes and protections, and two older guys that know what's going on can help make sure that communication is clear all across the front.
Special teams units have a lot of walk-ons on them. How vital are those guys to your operation?
Yeah, they're critical, and they're critical. And I think that's one of the challenges at a place like Vanderbilt is finding quality walk-ons that are academically, eligible to get into school. And but we've got some great ones. And Barton Simmons and the recruiting staff has done a great job of adding some guys. And when you're a walk-on and you're not playing a lot on offense and defense, it allows you to really dive into the film study and to really know what you're responsible for on special teams. And those guys have embraced that and have met extra to really understand their jobs and responsibilities.
How personally gratifying to you was that Kentucky win, given that you've been here almost as long as
maybe one of the best wins of my career. I mean, I bowl wins and championships and at different levels, and that one, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. And I think it's more of what we've been through. Obviously our first year here, and I think the thing that went through my mind for sure is like the senior tight ends, Gavin and Ben, what they've been through their careers, with coaching changes, with COVID, with buying into what we're doing, and just so happy for those guys that they can enjoy a win like that in their senior year.
What challenges does Florida present you on special teams?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with just athletes, talent level all across the board. In the return game, you got number 3 is a punt returner, it's a big receiver for them. That's a physical returner that's done it and can break tackles. And then the Etienne kid is their kick returner. So it starts with that. We got to do a great job of getting off blocks, eliminating space. Our specialists got to do a great job with the location of their kicks. And but yeah, certainly a challenge. And then in the return game, it's matching up to those athletes on the perimeter. And but yeah, we're up for it and we're excited about it.
I think signing day is like a month away. How does a win like that, Kentucky win, help you guys in general, especially when probably with some of your better commits, other schools are attempting to get in there?
Sure. Yeah, I think, like as a coaching staff and me in particular, you feel like I am so confident. I'm so confident in what Coach Lee's doing and where we're going and the direction that we're going. However, from the outside, everybody wants evidence, and that's the recruits too. And so when you can give them evidence, that's huge. And so that win for us is evidence of the direction of the program. But yeah, one of the best things is a win like that, and you grab your phone at the end in the locker room and you got a bunch of texts, and a lot of them were from recruits and their families.